how to stop caring what people think, or how to care less about what people think of you. Keyword there is less, because you're not going to be able to completely obliterate it. You're always going to care a bit what people think. If anyone is a pariah who is like the scarlet lettered in society, that's going to feel horrible, okay? So it's just, you're going to have to be comfortable with humiliation if you're going to also be comfortable with success and power and persuasion, because those things go hand in hand. Being lauded and being demonized go hand in hand. The only way to not get a lot of flack is to really be invisible and unseen, and that's actually going to make you very resentful, bitter, and powerless in another way. So you might as well be powerful expressing yourself and making both enemies and people that admire you and resonate with you. You're going to have all of the gamut. So the thing to make you more comfortable with what people think of you, I think, is to look at the people that you admire in your life that you couldn't imagine somebody hating them. Like, for instance, I love Amy Schumer as a comedian. I love Lana Del Rey as a singer. I love Candace Owens as a speaker. I love Lana Del Rey. Oh, I already said that. And then I love Ayn Rand as an author. Now, these are all very polarizing people. If you read comments on them, there's just like this intense rage and hate toward them. And then there's also like people that are just completely unabashedly excited and enthused and inspired by them. And these polarizing figures are some of the most powerful and persuasive voices and artists. And and when you see that, especially when you're on the fan side, you always look at the people that hate them, and does it affect your opinion of them? Does it make you think? Sometimes it might. Sometimes it might make you think, wow, this is really an extreme reaction. I wonder if there's something, like, maybe if you're insecure, you might think, I wonder if there's something wrong with me for liking her. Like, I really like that song. Or you might double down. You might think, wow, this person's delusional and stupid. Like, you might either villainize them, or you might get curious. Or you might just think, well, I don't know, that they think differently, but can't say I feel the same way. You might approach it more like, oh, they like that flavor of ice cream, and I don't, or I do. And so seeing that helps you see that, okay, there's going to be the same kind of reaction toward me. There's going to be people that react to me with extreme, like, inspiration and excitement, and then there's going to be people that hate me, and they're going to say, oh, I hate the way you talk, I hate the way you look, I hate what you said, I hate your opinion, I hate my idea of what your opinion is, I hate my misrepresentation of your opinion, I hate what I think your opinion is, I hate just your general physical look, anything. There's so many matters. Some people will hate you because you remind them of someone from their childhood that was mean to them. You just never know. So again, you can't control it, and just look at the people that you admire. They have the love and hate. And so it just gives you this kind of freedom of, look, I'm going to be hated. Might as well be most myself, so that I'm not kind of in this state where I feel like I'm at the whim of always having to mirror the people I'm around in order to feel safe. Like, when you're in a situation where you're mirroring everyone around you in order to feel safe, because then they'll never judge you or think less of you, well, you're in a really lukewarm life. You're going to have a lot more going, like a lot more freedom and excitement when you just say what you really think. And what will surprise you is that some of the people that you expect to hate you after are going to like you more. And that's going to really make you realize you don't have any idea how people will react to the real you or to your truth. You have an assumption and a projection that's usually worst case scenario that's making you think that people will hate you. And sometimes you're right on. Sometimes you'll think someone will hate you after, and they do, and they're done. And in some ways, though, that too. It's like, you've got to do it to know. You'll also deepen existing relationships, or you'll connect with new people who will say, hey, I feel the same, that really resonates, blah, blah, blah. So you got to take that risk and do it, because worrying about what people think and anticipating what they think is ultimately you imagining what you think they think based on your own self-criticism, based on the own, like often your parents' criticism that you have internalized, and none of that's in reality. You never know. You never know. A lot of times, the fact that you don't care what people think inspires others or triggers them, because they do have a lot of passivity and cowardice and self-betrayal that they're working through, right? So, yeah, how do you not care what people think? Look at the people you like, see all their comments, realize there's no way around it. The people you like, you can't imagine people hating them. That's how it'll be with you. Another thing, realize that what you imagine people are going to say about you is just a projection that you imagine and may not in fact be true. And the third is, and it sounds cliche, but you actually do feel less drained and chained once you do just stop caring what people think and saying more and more of your truth, and getting used to saying what you actually think and being who you actually are. Even if you fumble and flail and maybe say things in an inarticulate way, at least you're being you. You're trying to assert that truth, that I am, that is actually your authentic self. Because you feel really chained and completely just at the whim of people when you have to mirror them. And that's no way to live. Like, you feel drained after hanging out with them because you've just been kind of surface level. You feel chained by the fact that you have to be in this role. And even if you give a little modicum of a little bit of yourself, you still feel like you can't really say what you think because they have so many assumptions. And it's just like, it's a wall. It's a huge wall to relationships when you don't feel free to be who you are. So, and the less you care what people think, it's really true, you get more friends actually that feel much deeper and just more aligned. So it's liberating, it's wonderful. So try to tell the truth and see what happens. And I promise you, it is not going to be the annihilation that you expect.